Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Artistry Collaborative. My name is JoAnn, and I'm so glad you joined me today. Today, we're going to work on a art journal page using watercolor and collage. So I hope that you'll join me. It's very easy. If you don't have watercolors, use markers, use whatever you have. But I want you to come along and join me. Come on, let's just try it. So welcome back. Okay, so today I was in the mood for doing a sunflower initially. I wanted to do like half a page with a sunflower. And so, but I didn't want yellow. And so I decided on yellow and purple. So those are the colors that I've chosen. But you can choose any colors that you like. And as you can tell, it came out more like a dahlia than a sunflower, which dahlias are one of my favorite flowers. So that all worked for me. So what I did is I just took some old dictionary pages and ripped them up. And then you're going to paste them in. Again, you can use any kind of glue. If you have Elmer's glue, that would be fine. But I like gel paste. And so take out that, and you're going to, as you can see, I started the page because I don't want to bore you with me just taping pages down. But to give you a little idea of what it takes to get the pages down. And I like them going every which way. I don't like them uniform, but again, if you do, most certainly can do it that way. And I like smaller pieces. I don't like big pieces. I think it gives it much more texture and dimension and makes it more interesting to look at. So once you get all that down, then you're going to dry it. You can use a hair dryer, but I highly recommend getting a heating tool or an embossing tool. Oh, got a string there. And it just helps speed things along the process. Of course, you can always do this and wait overnight and do it the next day. So that works too. There's something very calming about gluing this stuff down. I don't know what it is, but it's very cool. So that's it. And then I just use the rest of my paste, whatever I have left over, to seal it. And then we're going to heat it up. Where did my heater go? Really quick. Sorry about the noise. Okay, not sure what happened there, but we'll go back to what I was saying. Watercoloring, very easy. Just use, I would pick at least 2 colors, maybe 3. I happen to want to do purple and yellow. And it's very simple. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with your drawing, go online and get a free template of a petal and copy that, pencil it in, and then fill it in with the watercolors. But trust yourself. You know how to, you know what a petal looks like. You can do this. And again, nothing is perfect. So that is all you need. And again, like I said, I put in a little bit more of one color than the other, but then I just highlight a little bit. So I did that on the watercolor paper, and then I took the dictionary page and did exactly the same thing. I made the petal, maybe outlined it with the purple, and just let it go. Okay, now that looks a little muddy. So I'm going to take some of this lighter purple and put that in there. And I'll take a little bit of yellow, Put that in there. And there you go. All right. Now, after you do a page of those, depending on how many flowers or how big of a flower you want, and again, you can make these any size you want. As you can see here, I have really large ones, and I have really tiny, tiny ones. And so you can use any of those. So now we're going to go back to this page, which should be dry by now. We'll put a little bit of heat to it, get it up to date. Okay. And then I took a couple of acrylic paints. These are dilutions. Let's see, we've got Vibrant Turquoise and Calypso Teal. And I'm going to put a little bit of that on my mat. You really need just a tad, just a little bit. I'll put it over here and just rub it in all around the page just to fill it in. Give it some color in the background. Not a lot. And again, I don't want a heavy cover because I want to be able to see some of that text. And see, that's all you need is that little dab will do ya. And I just want to give it a background. And again, colors are your discretion. Whatever you seem to really speak to you, then by all means do that. And fill it in. And I also went back with a baby wipe and took off some of the color. Now, okay, so we have our color down, and I added a little bit of this. It's Heidi Swapp tea, because I just wanted to get a little bit of color of the yellow in the background. And you can spray it on like that, although I like to rub it in a little bit, and it just lightens up all that blue. Okay, so you've got that down. Now I just take my petals and my glue, and you're going to just arrange them. So I don't want it to look exactly like that, so I'm going to make a little different setup. And what I did is I just alternate the text and the petals so that you get a combination of them both. And if your petals are too big, then you can always cut them down. That's always an option. And let's see, I think this, and that one's not colored. We'll get that, and I think we'll put that one like that. And then we're going to use some of these tiny ones. Oh, I think these are going to be awesome. And again, I just alternate between the text and the watercolor paper, and the text and the watercolor paper. And I'm just going to make a little garden. And again, you could do it this way, you could do it this way, any way your little heart desires. These are a little bit bigger, so I'm going to put that one over there. I'm going to put this one here. And let's see. And again, you don't have to make this complicated at all. You can just do whatever feels good. Yeah. And this one. And another yellow. And how about that? And you can also go back and take these little tiny ones and make a top layer. And what I do is I alternate the top layer also, so that it's not lining up, and you have the watercolor paper over the text, so it's not text on top of text and not watercolor on top of watercolor. And you just go back and forth and fill in your flower. All right, and let's do this one. I'm not going to use those big ones. I want to use a really tiny one. Did I already use my little tiny ones? I'll do another one here. It's funny, I just do these randomly and then I don't really know how much I have of each one. So I'm guessing here as we go. But, like I said, this is not rocket science, so if I don't have what I need, I can make it bigger or smaller, depending on... That's way too big, so I'll just take my scissor and cut it down, like so. And it's still a little bit big. So, go like that. Okay. And we just keep going. We keep going and going. Look like the Energizer Bunny. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to glue these down and I'll come back and I'll show you what we do after we glue them down. Okay, we're back. So this is what I did with my petals, and again, you don't have to follow this. You can do a garden all the way across. You can do whatever you like. But I did put them down, and then I put some more of my glue, or I used the gel medium over it to seal it. And then for the centers, what I did is I have an Emboss It pen. This is by Ranger. And I just put it down in the middle. It's a special kind of adhesive for embossing. So I put that down. And then I took some of this. It's called Embossing Enamel. It's by Stampendous. And the name of it is Seasonings. And it does look like seasonings. And so you just sprinkle it on like that. I like to pat it down so it gets right into the glue. And then blow away the excess. Then you heat it. And it melts into this wondrous metallic looking center. I love it. Okay, then I took my Stabilo pencil, and make sure that you have a really good sharp point when you're doing this. And then I just went around each petal to define it so that it stands out from the back of the page. Now again, you do not have to do this. I just like to do this because I think it just makes the flowers pop off the page. But if you're looking for a more subtle look, by all means, you don't have to do it. And then I took this, it's called Opaque Sticks. It's by Marvy, and it's a water-based pigmented marker. But any marker that you have, and I'm just making some stems. I think I would have liked it to be a little bit darker, and I may go over it, but for now, this is good. And this is going to be from here, and I'm going to just do a couple of curlicues. This will have a curlicue, this will have a curlicue. all over. This will be a stem from here, and I'm going to give it a little, I forgot what the word is that they use on flowers. Stamen? I think that's the stamen that holds the bud. And that's that. Then I took a, it's called Letter It. It's a white, nope, that's the wrong one. I think that's the embossing pen. No, this is a paint marker, a water-based paint marker. And then I went around each flower and just did these small white dots. And I really love this. It's very relaxing. And I just think it adds so much to the picture. I just really, really love it. And I even did it around my swirly cues here. And I don't think it probably shows on the camera as much, but up close, it really makes a big difference. And my daughter is one who really looks at details, and she was just like, wow, I really, really like those dots. So if you have it, I would use it or come back to it and put them in. I really like it. So you can go all around the page and do that. Then of course I always like to darken up around the edges because I think it really finishes off the page. It makes it look a little bit vintagey. So I get out my, this one is ground espresso, and take out my sponge and just go around the edges. Not the flowers, but just the edges, just so that it looks a little more, kind of frames it, I think. But it also ages the page so it looks vintagey. Really like that. There's that. And then I also went through all my words. I was looking at all my words, trying to find what I wanted to put here, and I found this. Infuse well-being into every day. And then this one is live fully. And I really think right now, given what we're going through, they're great sentiments to incorporate into your life and to focus on yourself and taking care of yourself and taking care of your neighbor. And you know, you may feel that you are sacrificing so much and that you're limited, but you're really not. In some ways you are, but there's so much that you can accomplish right now that you say you want to do when you have to work every day, and you can't because you have to work every day. So here's an opportunity to stretch yourself, strengthen yourself, focus on yourself, practice some self-care, and take time to breathe and meditate. And trust me, meditating for me is very difficult. I find it very difficult, but I've been doing it, and I really look forward to it. It really releases me. I feel a lot of physical pain. I have fibromyalgia and arthritis, and I just in a lot of pain. And when I meditate and I take that time to just breathe and listen, it's a wonderful, wonderful reprieve from all the madness that's going on in the day. And then you can go back also with your Stabilo and go around the words, because that makes them pop a little bit more. Yeah. And there you have it. I really, really like this page. You'll hear people, you know, who have pages, and they say that about every page, and I guess I do too. But this just brings me joy. I love flowers, and I love that the colors, and they're just some of my favorite colors, and I'm just really, really happy with it. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please subscribe and like this channel, and there's a bell that you click on so that every time I upload a new video, you get to know that it's there. And we're having problems getting the videos up online right now. I think there's just so many people that are out sick or dealing with crises, and but they will come up, and I hope that you're enjoying this process. I think we're going to do a few more pages, and then I'm going to start getting into some projects and having you play with a whole bunch of different items and creating all kinds of fun stuff. So I hope you're doing well, and I just wish you the best, and I hope you're excited about this creativity adventure, because I think it is essential and necessary. So please go to our website, artistrycollaborative.org. I also have a podcast called Inner Promptings that you can find on Anchor or on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. It's about being creative and how to be creative and simple things to do. So it kind of coordinates with this, and I'm very happy about it and very proud of it, and I think you'll enjoy it. So okay, my friends, I hope you enjoyed trying it, and I hope it encourages you to try more. You have a great day and keep on creating.